Hello, hello, welcome everyone. This is Anna Popławska from EduNation Global. Please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. It's quite important for me to start the webinar. Okay, I can see that we have already the first people joining us. So please let me know if you can see me, right? You can write, so please use your chat to contact me to let me know that you are there, because I can see already some people logging in and some people watching us. All right, yes, good. I now can see you. Good. Uh, all right, yes, perfect. So my first question is, where are you? Because I know that Education Global attracts people from around the world, and I'm very very happy that you are here today. I am currently in Warsaw, Poland, and my first question to you is, where are you? Where are you watching this webinar, and what time it is? That's also an interesting question, because I know that you have totally different time zones. Okay, so I can see that we have Romania, perfect. Okay, Warsaw. All right, Czech Republic, perfect. Ukraine, all right, perfect. Very, very nice. So, I always, when I see different nationalities, different countries, again, Ukraine, Prague, perfect. My whole, and Slovakia, Prague again, perfect. Each time when I see different countries, different nations, just logging in, it's so heartwarming. Really great. All right. Hello, Claudia. Hello, Renata. And Slovakia again, and Poznan. Yes, so we have very, very nice community of international, and Czech Republic again. Great. Very, very nice. Good. Guys, do you know what the topic of the webinar is? I hope that you know why you are here. Of course, everyone has been talking about artificial intelligence recently, right? Probably you've heard about artificial intelligence so far, right? If you haven't, probably you need to catch up with some of the webinars that Education Global has already conducted in the past. Okay, but today I have for you a tool which totally blew my mind. Absolutely, it blew my mind. I'm going to send the link on the chat so you can have a look at that. That's app which is called Twee. And during this webinar today, I won't show you any presentation. I will just share my screen, and I'm going to show you exactly this application, because it's even better than ChatGPT. So if you teach English, it's absolutely great for you. If you don't teach English, it's learning different languages. So for English teachers, it works like magic. So, if you were totally satisfied and totally crazy about ChatGPT, wait till you see Twee in action. By the way, Twee is still totally for free. So everything that I'm going to show you today is absolutely for free. So you're not going to pay for anything. So and they keep adding new features. So the app is changing every single day. So whenever I log in, I just see new possibilities coming. All right. So let's just share my screen. Okay, let's share my screen and have a look what this app can do for us. Okay, so now the magic will start. I will just put your chat here so I can see the chat, because I won't see you otherwise. Okay, so I can see the chat, I can see my screen. Good. All right, so Twee, as I told you, is totally for free. You need to log in to do your projects. And you have lots of different tools. I will try during this webinar to go through most of them. As you can see, here you have different activities that you as an English teacher can do. As you can see, Twee is not just an artificial intelligence tool that you may use. It's for teachers. So it's for teachers of mainly English. Okay, but let's start with the first one, watch a video, all right? So usually when I work with my students with a video, so there is one thing that I absolutely love. So there are different things that you can choose from. I will start with create questions for a YouTube video. I've prepared a link to a webinar by TED. Probably you've heard about TED. So I have a link from YouTube. I go here, I click here, and I want Twee to prepare a list of questions for my film. All right. I paste my link here. It shows me here TED recording, and I can choose which fragment I want to have prepared. All right. To 5 minutes. If you want, for example, the whole film covered with exercises, you have to do it twice. So once click and then go back and click again. All right. So I'm going to choose this fragment, and here I just copy it because you want to hear me. And here I just decide what kind of questions I want to have. So here I will just choose open questions and I click do the magic. And that's all. Look. So it just scans the recording and it gives you really good quality questions. All right. So you have here the questions and here you have the answers. So if you want to have questions for the second part of the TED, you just copy the text here. Okay. You can view them as text. So then they will just, copy, paste. All right. Or in a fancy way, I teach online. So I very often just copy these beautiful graphics with questions and I paste them into my file with exercise for my students. And I can just click the magic again to the last part of the video. And here I have also the questions. Of course, not all of the questions are of good quality. Okay, because that's the place where you need teachers. Okay, so you need to know which questions is just pointless to ask, which questions like, oh, wow, right. Oh, okay, let's copy it, let's take it, let's use it. So usually I use 70% of the questions Twee gives me. All right, so around 20% I kind of delete and I don't use it, but most of it, they're very good quality, very nice questions. Sometimes there are just too many, so I just choose the ones that I really, really like. So when I decide that I want, for example, from this section, ABCD questions, I will just look at education stop here. I click do the magic and see what's happening. Again, I have the whole list of questions for my YouTube video. Okay, it has to be YouTube. Still, it has to be YouTube. If you have your own video that you would like to use this application for, so you have to upload to YouTube, then use here a YouTube link because it works just with YouTube videos. All right, so that's the thing you can do with YouTube videos, and of course you get the answers at the bottom of the lesson. All right, later on it gives you also this kind of look, this place, don't stop. So there are the exercises that I've already showed you. We are going to have a look at them, but still the application suggests what else you can do with this video. All right, so it tells you, all right, maybe you need some discussion questions for this video. So, all right, so let's have the discussion questions. So again, I just click do the magic. And you have here discussion questions, and they are very, very nice. All right. So they are not questions about the video. They are questions that you can use to discuss. Okay. So it prepares you. Okay. So that's the thing you can do. You can also save it as PDF. So when you click here, you can save it. So I will just show you because yeah, that's a different bookmark. So there's a different page. So as you can see here, we have the handout. So if you keep adding exercise to exercise, okay, so then you build a whole you build a whole handout. Okay, so now we will be just keep adding new exercises to this video, so then you have more and more exercises coming. All right, so I'm just curious if you have already seen that, because chat is pretty silent. Okay, usually you keep writing and you keep discussing different things, but still. All right, so basically if I wanted to continue with this video, all right, so here I have different kind of questions that I can use, but I just go back home just to make it kind of clearer for you to see what you can also do. Okay, there is also a section in this video where you have warm-up questions, discussions for the video. So it was the one that you showed just that you saw a second ago, so you can also just use it to prepare it for a discussion. Okay, so you can always edit it if you can see, maybe some words that you don't like, or you think that a sentence is just stupid, you can delete it. Okay, now it's possible to edit everything, and you can save, or you can add your own ones. Okay, so now we have the part with the questions. Now let's move on to read and understand the text. So there also elements that work like ChatGPT, so you can create a text on a certain topic. Okay, so probably teachers are not that already how to say surprised with such possibilities. But what's the difference with ChatGPT? It also asks you about the genre. For example, you can say that you want to have a fictional story, and the level. Of course, there are the things that you can do with ChatGPT that you can use in a prompt. So here you have this kind of easier version, right? So you just write a topic, for example, food. Okay, and target vocabulary, for example, bread, bread, apple. Okay, I'm very creative at this time of the day. And something more with food, maybe butter. Okay, butter. My day today was very, very long. Okay, so we are very creative. I want very simple text, A1, A2 level on food, and it just is going to create the text for you. All right, so as you can see, we have a text about John. All right, and we just create it. All right, and what's nice and what is not available in ChatGPT, then you have lots of things you can do with this text. Okay, so you have a text about John. You can also click here. It shows you vocabulary. Okay, so it shows you where your target vocabulary was used. Of course, if I added here more words, so we would have different outcome, but still, look, we have so many things we can keep doing. Okay, so we have word definition matching, right? So it creates you this kind of exercise. You can unmix definitions or mix definitions. All right, and we can move on, right? Look, sentence. Okay, simple, because we are doing now the simple things. So you have now example of sentences with target vocabulary. So then we can move on. We can have communicative situations with our beautiful 3 words, and it creates you dialogues using the words. We can move on. You can have, for example, discussion questions. Also, let's write food, simple, okay, and we have vocabulary, questions with vocabulary, okay, with our target vocabulary. You can also have 4 opinions, so food, and it also gives you 4 different opinions that you can use for discussions with your students, whether they agree or they disagree. As you can see here, also the thing that I like really a lot is the fact that you can shorten it, you can simplify it, or you can upgrade. So now we are doing pretty simple stuff. So I will first of all shorten it, because the opinions are quite long. Okay, so now we have everything shorter, or we can simplify it. So the Twee app also makes it easier for us. Okay, so we can just go on and add some more exercises. There is a very nice also section of creative writing. So with target vocabulary, our target vocabulary was butter, bread, and apple, if I believe. Okay, so let's see what creative things, okay, it can create for us. Okay, so as you can see here, we have also 3 tasks that our students are asked to be done. So of course, this is very, very, oh, sorry, oh no, you don't see all of the notifications that keep jumping. All right. So they are the very, very simple things that we've just done, but I hope that you already admire the possibilities which are possible with this application. Because in the past, when I started teaching English, it was all kind of fairy tale that you can just write a word and get a very nice lesson plan. Of course, the more words you write, the better outcomes you get. Okay, so here, let's say that for me, this set of exercise is enough. So as you remember, we have here save as PDF. Remember that here, you can also include answers, or you don't have to include the answers. So what I do, I download one version, teacher's version, of course, with the answers. And then I click here and I download it and I save it as PDF without the answers. And I will just have a look. Yeah, and share this screen. And as you can see, we have beautiful exercises one by one, done very, very quickly. All right. So you can just keep adding exercises one by one, and you can create very, very nice set of exercises. So it was Twee in a nutshell, but now let's have a look at have a look closer at all of the exercises. Okay, so far we've looked at watching a video, okay, but we can also start and reading the text. So let's now have a look at create open questions to the text. Okay, so here I have to paste my text, and in order to paste my text, of course, I will just go to a different website. Okay, and I will just copy it. Just a second, I lost my text that I wanted to use. So I will just copy, okay, or on any of the text. So here you can, oh no, maybe you will just copy the text that, oh, this one, all right? Look, we have beautiful text that Twee did, okay? So let's paste this one, okay, that he did. So create open questions to the text. By the way, it also has this function image to text. So sometimes you ask, Anna, how to write questions when I have just a picture from a newspaper. It's in beta version, so it works almost well. So now you can have a picture from a newspaper, for example, or different text, and you can also just upload the text here with an image and get the questions, okay? So as you can see, here you have the questions to the text. So you can download here and upload here different scripts. Yes, as Julia writes, you can also get a video script, go to the reading section and get a fill-in exercise. True. Yes, so you can use the whole sections, the whole scripts. You can use newspapers. You can use pictures of a text, and you can get ready list of questions, also with the answers. So again, if you want to keep working on this text, Twee will tell you exactly which exercises you can do with the following text, okay? So you've already seen how I worked, but this time I won't continue kind of in a flow of exercises, but I want you to see all of the possibilities, okay? So another possibility is creating A, B, C, D questions from a text with only one correct answer. So again, we have this text about John, and let's create the questions. As you can see, again, we have the text and we have, of course, answers, right? And you can move on to this section, don't stop, because this section don't stop just kind of shows you the flow you can get here, okay? You can follow, but normally I would probably follow there, but I would like to show you all of the possibilities here. Next version, next thing you can do, create true-false statements based on your text. Okay, so again, we have our text about John. Okay, and let's do the magic. Let's do the magic. And again, you have statements, and you have to decide which sentences are true, which of them are false. And again, you have answers and you have explanations why some answers are false. I don't, when I work with my students, I really like this kind of exercise, but I hated sometimes writing false sentences. I wasn't creative enough, and it's lifesaver. It's a true lifesaver for me because I can just create all of the questions. And again, if I wanted to prepare more exercises quickly, I can click somewhere here and then get more exercises. But let's move on to the show. Okay, so we have false, true sentences. Create a dialogue on any topic. Again, you've already seen it once today, so let's change the topic today. For example, motivation. Let's have the motivation, and the words are salary, pay rise, pay rise. What else we can have with motivation? For example, perks. And maybe one more word with motivation is, for example, you can help me in the chat. Oh my God, so creative at 9 p.m. Word connected with motivation is, for example, boss. Okay, let's have a boss and do the magic. Okay. Benefits. Thank you very much, Daniela. It would be a good idea, basically. But okay, Okay, so let's add benefits that Daniela benefits. All right, that Daniela included. So again, I can rewrite the text and look. All right, it's a longer one. And again, like the previous time, I can upgrade it. So I can say that, all right, I need quite more difficult. So it can really change it. You can simplify it, or you can shorten it. You can work with that very, very well. All right. So I really like, or incentive. Let's have a look how the text changes when I write the word incentive. All right. As you can see, all right, the dialogue changes. Okay. And the new words are introduced. Okay. As you can see, I have here, look, all of the words in bold, so I can see where they are located. Okay, so now you know the function to create dialogues. All right, where were we? We have dialogues and leading activities for a text. So let's say that we have motivation subject, and I need some leading activities. All right, I have a lazy day, so the application will tell you exactly how to prepare the leading activities. You can divide the students into pairs or small groups and ask them to discuss what motivates them to learn English, encourage them to share personal stories, experiences, goals that inspire them to improve their language, and so on and so on. So of course, I will, for example, when I click again, I can get new ideas, okay? But look, motivation and incentives. Okay, so again, you can change your question and you get different results. Okay, so it's like with ChatGPT, where you have to modify the question, then you get different answers, and the answers are very, very nice. It can really create very nice things. Twee uses knowledge from millions of questions that teachers ask this application to do, and it learns very, very quickly. So from week to week, now when I teach basically teachers how to use this application, I can see that the outcomes are better and better, and basically all of the functionalities work very, very fast. I remember that the first time I was training teachers how to use Twee, this section of saving PDFs didn't work, and you didn't have the possibility to include answers, so there was just option to download it when it worked. with answers incorporated into the file. So now it's really, really developing very, very nice. All right, let's move on. So we had leading activities where you can get ideas as a teacher how to create a leading activity for your class. So experienced teachers may say like, oh, that's so basic, everyone should know about that. But basically, I really believe that this tool is a great help, especially for young teachers, quite inexperienced, who just enter the market of education when they teach their first classes, and sometimes they just open the book and they just look at the material and they think how they can handle the topic, how they can handle the material. And I think that Twee comes really handy, and it can really help you a lot with lots of things that you want to prepare. All right, so let's move on. Okay, let's move on, and let's have a look at the next functionality. Oh my God, you're so silent on the chat, like not you. Usually you keep chatting, keep commenting, and today I can see that we have so many people watching me right now, and you're so silent, but good that you're there. I hope that you are still there. All right, next one. It creates three titles for a text. So creates three titles for a given text. Two of them are wrong and only one is correct. So this one is also very, very nice and saves you lots of time. And again, I will paste here our text about John who loves food. Okay, because I just want to use quite simple language for this presentation. All right, so I just paste John. Okay, you can see, yeah, you can see, all right. See, okay, and Lutz, silently amazed. All right, very nice, very nice comment. Just amazed. Okay, Katalin. All right, look what we have. So we have a text, and there you have three titles, and just only one is correct. Okay, so only one is correct, and of course you have version correct is number one. Just listening attentively to a great webinar. Huh. Very, very nice. Thank you very much for nice comments. It's nice to kind of incentivize the speaker throughout the webinar. All right. I was just really curious what you think about it. Okay, good, good. Let's move on because we need to finish quite soon. Reading bits and pieces creates all kinds of small text for your lesson. And this one is really, really nice, especially when you teach young students, when you teach low levels. To be honest, I always had problem with this kind of exercises because I needed to create them and, I needed to spend some time thinking. And now let's have a look. I want to create a price list. I just click here and I write topic. Of course, let's say food. Of course, I'm just hungry now. And target vocabulary. Of course, apples, bread, butter, ham, what else? Maybe, and that's enough. Okay, and let's do the magic. Look what we have. Okay, look what's happening. Okay, all right, and you can have here the price list of all of the things. All right, we have the topic, and here we have the vocabulary in the price list. All right, so it creates you a text on a given topic. Okay, so it's in a kind of price list, okay, for conversations when you want to buy something, how much students paid, how much money they have, and so on. It's really cool for basic conversations. All right, but when you go to the price list and we write close, okay, I will just delete all of the things here. And even when I don't when I don't put any special words, all right, it also creates you text with price list for clothes, basically. So you can also include here your own vocabulary up to 20 items, or you can specify topic up to 100 signs. So the better you specify the topic here, the better outcomes you get. That's one more thing I wanted to add at this point. Remember that when you write all of the questions, I'm trying to be quite concise and I just write single words or just 4 or 5 words max to show you the functionalities. But remember, the more details you add, the better results you get. Okay, so try to write here more options for your students, and then you will get just better results. All right, but of course we will be moving fast to signs. Okay, so signs, for example, holidays or hotels. All right, and let's see. Okay, as you can see, we have signs from a hotel. Of course, if you add here some your target vocabulary that you want practice, you can find it. Uh, um, how I did it, I remember I once did very similar exercise, but not in this application, but kind of manually. Can you imagine in the old times? So I had the sign, and I kind of cut the pieces, and students had to match, okay, the sign and what they can do with it. Okay, then you have ads. So let's say ads. Let's have a ad of what? For example, maybe not lipstick. Maybe let's have food. Let's keep to easy things. Okay, so here you have just text for ads, invitation, instruction, headlines. For example, we have some headlines for food. How I use it. I used especially this functionality because that's one of the exercises I'm going also to show you during Spice Up Your Class. That's going to happen in 2 weeks' time. So there's an exercise that I do, and we prepare with students a newspaper. So you can prepare different headlines, and you can distribute them among students, and you can write text. So a new newspaper. Usually, just the activity of writing was quite easy for my students. For me, the most difficult thing was to creatively come up with some headlines. And this application, this tool, basically, when you just add your target vocabulary, when you put here your topic, is just fantastic. You just copy it, you distribute it, and you can have the whole issue of any newspaper you want your students to prepare to write, to keep their writing like in a small diary. They can just do it because it's just one click and you have everything prepared. All right, so let's move on. Now we will move to vocabulary practice. So here we have an activity called fill in the gap. You have to paste here the text. Again, I will use my John text, this very easy one that we've just created together, and I will just paste it. Okay, and as you can see, I can decide, okay, do the magic. All right, so I could decide, I could just click on the words which I want to disappear. Okay, so let's say that, and let's again do the magic. So I just paste the text, I click on the words I want to disappear, and as you can see, they are deleted, and the answers are given below. What else? So normally when you prepare a question, when you work with Twee and you know all of the functionalities, normally I would suggest just use all of the suggestions, what you can do again with this text, okay? Because then you have everything with one file to be downloaded, but I will just go back because I want to talk about each single functionality. Create a matching exercise word definition. You can also do here. And as you can decide, and as you can you predict, so I just write words. Okay, butter can bread, butter, bread, and there was one more, butter, bread. My God. Okay, garlic. Okay, I just cannot recall what I just wrote. Okay, and as you can see, we have a beautiful exercise. I really like the graphics, by the way. Okay, so we have very nice bread, butter, garlic, and you can just download it and have very nice matching exercise. The design here is really, really cool. So normally it would take ages for me to prepare it in Word, just to put all of the spaces and all of the margins in space. And here, as you can see, one click and you have everything prepared. Another one, list of sentences with your vocabulary. which is also cool. If you aren't sure what given functionality does, you have always it described below it. Okay, so it creates a list of sentences with target vocabulary and so on and so on. So okay, we have target vocabulary. I don't know why I just thought about garlic, bread, butter. Okay, level, maybe not advanced with this kind of vocabulary. Let's keep it simple. Okay, and it shows you sentences. All right, with the vocabulary, and you can see all of the words here. Also, you can remember, go here and you have fill in the gap. So if you wanted to use the words, okay, so you just do the magic. You don't need to click on the words, okay, because it totally understands your needs as teachers, okay. So it totally knows that if you did the target vocabulary examples with words, so then probably if you want gaps, so probably you want the same sentences, okay. So again, if I wanted to print it, so save as PDF, and it's and it's here. Have a look. So here we have beautiful sentences, and you have here beautiful gap sentences. I really love it. I hope that you already see my big love and affection to this application. I'm just afraid that one day I wake up and I have to pay for that. But to be honest, I use it so often and I use so much of it that probably I will pay, because people who just go to training sessions with me, they know that I hate paying for apps because there are so many of them. There is such a choice. But this one is really outstanding. Okay, where we finished, fill in the gap, you saw, create a matching exercise, create a list of sentences with your vocabulary. Yeah, essential vocabulary on the topic. So here, let's have a look. So the topic is food. Part of speech, let's say I want verbs connected with food, and it gives you essential list of vocabulary. I want adjectives connected with food, it gives you a list of vocabulary. I want phrasal verbs with food, I get essential lists of vocabulary connected with food. Remember that the topic, for example, when I will show you how you can modify it with the topic. For example, how to motivate generation of people to work harder. Okay, so I want, for example, verbs for this kind of topic, and you can see you can also, of course, give the topic in a different way. Okay, so you can just kind of describe the situation. So then the phrasal verbs, as you can see, also very, very nice. How you can use it? You can use it for discussions. Okay, you can use it for discussions. You can ask them to, for example, discuss on this particular question, but then they have to use all of the words, for example, from the list, or you can use just the any button and you can just use it. I really like it. It kind of comes up with very nice vocabulary within seconds. Sometimes when I have a conversation during my online classes and there's a topic which just comes up, you know, spontaneously, very, very quickly, I'm able to kind of quickly open Twee and I just write a question. It gives me an exercise. So my students sometimes even doesn't notice that I use Twee during my class. How you distribute the materials created by AI to students that they don't have to print. When I teach online, so of course I just use it in the on the screen. So I use it in my presentation. If you don't want them to print, you can always use, for example, QR code, or you can display it on the screen in your classroom if you have. If you don't have a screen, you can hide PDF in a QR code, so your students scan it and PDF then opens on your computer, because I'm just answering Mariola's question, okay? So you print the PDF, you download the PDF, you upload it, for example, to Google Documents, you share, so you get a link, and the link you hide in QR code. So that's the easiest way to distribute materials fast, so students don't have to print the material, so that they can just have quick access to anything you want to show on their computer, on their mobile phones. But when I teach online, I usually don't ask my students to print anything. My students very often work simply with the screen. Okay. Let's move on, because we've done that. So then you have a word formation exercise. This one is really nice, because to be honest, it's one of the most difficult things for me to do. When I prepare my students to different things to do. So here you have very quick possibility to create word formation exercises. I hated word formation as a student, and to be honest, as a teacher, I prefer to use Twee than to just come up with all of the activities by myself. So I'll show you. For example, decide, motivation, boss, patient. Okay, let's keep the 4 words. And I want to have a word formation. And as you can see, it just creates questions. Okay, if you want to have different sentences, you can, in a second, just change it. So basically, if you want to work on 4 words, you can just keep coming with different versions, and then you can just get new outcomes. Okay, so you can add some words, you can just delete some of the words, and you can just keep working with the word formation activities. Where were we? We have that one, word formation, create communicative situations with your vocabulary. So we've just done it in one of the previous exercises. So if our target vocabulary is food on advanced level, it creates you a dialogue. Okay, so it creates you a dialogue. Remember that you can always edit it. Okay, so if you want to kind of change the order, right, you can also do it. Why you want you can change the order, because when you save it with a different order, so then your students can, in their version, just write the correct order. Then you can print and so on, so on. Okay, extract collocation from a text. So when you put here a text, we'll see if I have any collocations. Maybe I will just use this one, and we'll see if we have it. Okay, so I just put here the text, and you can just, click on whatever you want, and it will just take away, extract collocations. Okay, so in this text I had just 2, so it's just the 2 of them will be taken out from the text. So you can just, it's very similar to the gap filling one, right? Want word translation matching. So here you, for example, have words like butter. This one was new because it wasn't present in the version of Twee that I showed teachers. I think 2 months ago it was my first teacher training on this topic. Butter, bread, and garlic. Okay, let's keep to, and I will just use it in maybe German. Or do we have Ukrainian? I know that we have some Ukrainian people, and let's do the magic. Okay, as you can see, it creates you. They are still developing that, so don't be disappointed that your language is not on the list, because that's the new functionality, and they are adding more and more words. It's really cool. I really love it. Okay, word translation magic. And then we have also grammar. You can scramble words in a sentence. Okay, so I will just, again, paste the text. Okay, so we have the sentences. And as you can see, it also creates you this kind of put together, okay, write the correct order. So for grammar, it's really, really cool. All right, open the brackets, exercise for verbs. Again, you can just type here the verbs like go, cook, sleep. Okay, I'll just keep 3. And level simple, you can have also higher level. And as you can see, it creates you sentences where students need to use the verbs. Okay, and create an exercise with matching halves. I also really like it. I will use it. Okay, and then when you do the magic, ouch, okay, So as you can see, sometimes it doesn't work. All right, so sometimes they have a problem. So I would just try with one sentence because the things that I'm showing you right now, they are pretty new. And sometimes, yeah. So still now this functionality doesn't work. Oh, no, it started working. Look, oh, yes, I wanted to show it this way. So sometimes it's kind of has some problems, but as I can see, yeah, it worked. So basically, you just show in a sentence where you have the have, okay, of the sentence, and it divides the sentences into halves, and then students have to match beginnings and endings. This one is pretty new. It wasn't on the one that I was using during the previous training. By the way, I forgot to tell you that there is a possibility to mark your favorite functionalities. Okay, so with the small star in the corner. And coming to the end, you can find discussion questions. That's the one that I showed you in the beginning. So you just write the topic, and it comes up with the topics. Motivation, simple, and it creates you topics, how to discuss a certain topic. Okay, then you have interesting facts on a given topic. So, for example, I don't know why I just keep talking about this motivation today, but still, as you can see, you have some facts. Okay, so you can just discuss if you agree or you don't agree with them. Also, very nice stuff to kind of have students to talk. Create a list of advantages and disadvantages on the given topic. Topic: travel. Travel makes you wiser, for example. Okay, and easier. Let's see. Here you have advantages and you have disadvantages. All right, so basically you have, when you use this option, you can prepare lots of activities for your students to write. For example, all of the thesis or all of the pros and cons essays and so on. So lots of functionalities, lots of ideas that you can do with this particular one. Please remember, because I know that in this webinar I keep jumping from functionality to functionality, and there are lots of them, but do really remember, once you want to have everything in one file for your students, keep adding exercises from this one, because then you will have it in one file. All right, so you don't have to jump like me. Okay, but just keep doing it from the list here, and you have direct access to all of the functionalities also here. All right, because I just keep jumping because I want to show you in order, but normally when I prepare, I don't jump like that. Okay, I just keep in one file and I just continue in one file with all of them. All right, so you have a list of advantages, disadvantages, and now find quotes by famous people on the topic. Okay, so let's say motivation. All right, and here you get some quotes. Okay, basically, to be honest, I always verify them, because remember that artificial intelligence loves cheating and loves lying when it comes to facts. Okay, so if you don't want to kind of sound maybe not stupid during your class, but kind of be surprised that it's false, something that you're showing to your students, I always double check if chat just doesn't lie here. Okay, in terms of ChatGPT, showing you untrue information is called hallucinations. Okay, so ChatGPT and Twee, they use the same software, which is Open AI. They always want to give you an answer. So even if they don't know the facts, they always come up with the answer. Okay, so that's the reason when I see functionality in an artificial intelligence program that shows you some facts, I always look very, very closely if they are, or the application really doesn't lie to me. But still, quotations are very, very nice. And then we have 4 opinions. Also, that's an idea for speaking. Create your 4 opinions by random people on the topic. Use it to encourage students to consider different points of view and evaluate arguments. Really, really cool. Look, so for example, Food, drinking alcohol, drinking alcohol is unhealthy. And you have 4 different people. So quickly, you have an exercise for discussion. So you can discuss with your students whether they agree or not, whose opinion they agree with, and so on. You can upgrade it, so you can have different sentences that you can create and that you can use with your students. All right, so it works very, very well. You can shorten it, you can simplify it, or you can keep upgrading it. Okay, and the last in the speaking section, link words into sentences. It's very, very nice. Look, so let's say that we have the topic of love on advanced level, and what it does, here you have sentences, and here you have to make full sentences on a given topic. Okay, so you have to think how to say this sentence using the words. Okay, and of course also all possible answers, because they are not the only answers, but the possible answers are here. All right, so it's also a very, very handy exercise. And something new that they also added, ideas for homework. You can have a list of essays on a given topic prepared by Twee, or creative writing with target vocabulary. So they're very, very similar. I will just quickly show you. So for example, the topic is food on simple level, and it gives you topics, okay, that your students can write. Either it's personal topic or general essay topic. Very quickly, as I told you, life of a language teacher has never been easier. And creative writing, let's again have food, target for vocabulary, butter, garlic. Okay, and level simple. And let's see. Write a short recipe for garlic butter bread. Write a brief restaurant review of a place you recently visited, and so on. So as you can see, there are lots of really nice options that your students can have a look at. So I'm just curious which option is for your favorite. So which option is your favorite? Because I just ran through all of them. Okay, so your homework will be to try it out, because as you saw, it was absolutely amazing. It was absolutely great. And there are so many things you can do it. So I would really like you to practice it. I would like you to try out it on your own. But please remember, don't jump like me from functionality to functionality. Just keep writing in one file, because then you'll have everything in one PDF. So you'll be able to download it and give it to your students. So just use all of the functionalities in one link. Okay, I can see that Daniela says word formation. All right. Essential vocabulary for discussion. Okay, very, very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, I'm so happy that there are so many people here today. Good, guys. So it was the last thing I wanted to show you from Twee. So thank you very much for joining my webinar. I have one more information for you. That was all in terms of Twee. You will get the certificates tomorrow to your email account. But after the webinar, usually you know that there is some information, interesting information that I hope coming. So if you like this kind of exercises, this kind of webinars, all right, I will organize very, very soon a teacher training. Okay, so if you like this kind of teacher training with me, basically. Okay, let's be very, very modest. I'm organizing this month a teacher training for teachers. There will be around 60 ideas and games for classes, using technology, without using technology, how to teach different age groups, different students in a very, very creative and easy way, because in Poland I'm kind of known from non-prep ideas, because I hate spending a lot of time preparing to my classes. I love really simple activities, very, very easy things. And I've been doing this teacher training for years in Poland now. And first time I'll do it in English. And today the pre-sale finishes for this product. I will paste a link for you. Not this one. I'm pasting you recipe. So I'll paste you the link. All right. So you can have a look. You can have a look, you can click on the link and you can have a look, because today the price will change. Okay, so the price, maybe I will just show you the program before the price. Okay, so we'll be looking at just quick ideas for classes, how to practice speaking, how to practice listening skills, how to practice vocabulary activities, how to practice grammar, revision, and writing activities. Lots of things that we are going to learn, of course, with me. Okay, and the price till midnight is 49 euros, but it will be recorded. So you'll have 10 months to watch it. Okay, so you'll have 10 months to watch it. So if you cannot be with us on the 30th of September, because it's this month, the last Saturday of September, so then you'll get the recordings. Okay, I absolutely you already signed up. Great. I know that there are lots of people on the list, and it will be my first international teacher training just with me, because normally we organize conferences. So it's the first teacher training that I'm organizing in English, because in Poland I've been training pretty a lot, and quite a lot of teachers have already had a training session with me. So I really look forward to having more international teachers coming to particularly this one, because this one kind of started my whole career as a teacher trainer years ago. It was very popular also in different countries, because I did this training already in Turkey and in Indonesia. So I hope that you want to come and join me for 60 ideas for your classes, because it will be really cool. And I totally recommend it, because it will be a very, very nice teacher training session. And believe me, if you have never been to my training, you won't regret it. So I hope that I persuaded you to sign up. So please do sign up, and I hope to see you soon in September. All right. So thank you very much for the webinar. I hope that I will meet you soon during my Spice Up class. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.